Hi, friends. This is your pal Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about American politics, and we're going to talk about Jonathan Rauch's new book, Cross Purposes, which discusses specifically what's happening with evangelical Christians today. And his supposition is that evangelical Christians today are embracing a gospel of power, right? Not a gospel of love, not a gospel of kindness, but a gospel of power. And I have to say, I heard this gentleman speak about his book on Slate Political Gabfest. John Dickerson and David Platts and Emily Bazelon had him on. It was a fantastic segment. Really, really fascinating. And he had a lot of bangers, and why are we talking about Jonathan Rauch right now? So first of all, he's coming and he's looking at the evangelical Christian community in context with what is happening today, right? And so he's talking about me. I'm an evangelical Christian, and I 100% understand what he's saying when he says gospel of power and how the evangelical church is embracing a gospel of power right now. He's 100% right. That is correct. And I think in some ways I'm part of that, right? So basically, I feel very seen. Now, who saw me? This is very interesting, right? So was it some evangelical Christian who wrote this book and was able to, reach me, right, and talk about how, what's going on with our community? No, he said it, right? So basically, they all laughed at one point. They said, "Oh, let's have this conversation about Christianity." And then they all laughed and they were like, "John Dickerson, you're the only Christian in the room." Now, first of all, I'm not positive John Dickerson is a Christian. I've literally never heard him. I've listened to him for 15 years. 15 years and never once heard, I've listened to literally thousands of hours of John Dickerson and never heard him once say one thing that would indicate to me he was a Christian, right? Not once, right? Emily Bazelon and David Platts are Jews, and guess who they had on? They were like, John Rouse said, "Oh, let me give you my parameters," right? And he's like, gay atheistic Jew writing a book about evangelical Christians. Now, what's interesting is, so why would he be able to understand our community well? Well, he's very myopically looking at our community, very like he's studying it, and some of his methods are very good, some of them are not great, but very interesting, very interesting. And so, one, he is 100% correct that gospel of power is no evangelical Christian uses that term, but man, is it spot on, right? Because basically, what's happening right now is in the evangelical Christian community, and I'm part of it. I am an evangelical Christian, and I'm in that community. I go to church every Sunday. That's not what saves me. Jesus Christ saves me. Any evangelical Christian will tell you that, right? And what's really fascinating is what is this gospel of power he's talking about? So we're sick of losing. We're sick to death of losing, right? And we lost for a long time, right? And then Donald Trump came along. Now, was Donald Trump is 100% the evangelical Christian president, right? But ironically, he's not evangelical and he's not a Christian. That is incredibly ironic, right? And so Jonathan Rauch, his entire book is like, hey, you guys made this terrible bargain. Like, you made this bargain with the devil for power. And he's not wrong. He is very much not wrong, right? Now, what is Donald Trump and why is he so important to the evangelical Christians? Well, one, evangelical Christianity, our civics align with republicanism, okay? Conservative. We don't want things to change. We want to value tradition, right? But what's really interesting is we don't like losing, right? So you know who loses in politics? Super boring wonks, right? Who talk about civics, right? And so really, and everybody missed this. Everybody missed this. In the movie The Apprentice with Sebastian Stan, they're like, are you guys realizing that Trump is rewriting all of American politics forever? And it's true. You will not be able to be, like, every person who could have run for, president 10 years, before Trump, you can forget him now, because Trump has attached entertainment to politics. He's like, oh yeah, reduce taxes, do the Republican playbook, but hey, let me entertain you. Now, how on earth did Donald Trump learn to entertain everyone? Roy Cohn, an LGBTQ person who was dramatic and dynamic, and had not all LGBTQ people are dramatic and dynamic, but there is part of that community that's extremely entertaining. Like their entertainment, their LGBTQ is massively connected to entertainment, and they're not shy about it. Like it's definitely part of their community, right? And so what's really fascinating is the fact that this conservative American king, the only way he works is if he's literally trained to entertain by an LGBTQ person, Roy Cohn, an LGBTQ2 titan, Roy Cohn. Fascinating, absolutely fascinating. So this Jonathan Rauch, man, get over to Slate Political Gabfest and check out Jonathan. Check out the whole episode. But Jonathan Rauch's segment on Slate Political Gabfest is unbelievably amazing. I was just really blown away by what he was able to say. And I think it's really fascinating, that a gay atheist Jew has the best read on actually what's happening with evangelical Christians today, in my humble opinion. Every single word you just heard in this video is my humble opinion. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion. When you get in the comments and send your traffic, please consider like and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.